Here we are again, showing some progress, an update on the progress of the Cantlie Kilt project, and I will provide the link to the earlier video. This has been a very slow process because of COVID and lockdown and the fact that it's a distance. These people are spread across the eastern United States, and communication has been chancy. So what we have is a group of reenactors kilts for one of the Black Watch battalions of the Canadian Expeditionary Force who hadn't been able to get Black Watch cloth. So they went with the Cantlie, which is, I believe, the Black Watch regimental tweed. And this was hand woven for them. It's beautiful stuff. It's actual, literal Harris tweed, which is trademarked, copyrighted. It's very rigorously controlled. But it's not kilt cloth, right? It doesn't have, it has a selvage edge. See, we have a good selvage edge here. And you can see it's steady and it's straight. It's been folded over for some reason. But the problem with this selvage is there's been something to do with the weaving process. Because can you see how very thin that weave is? I could almost stick my finger through it right there. I don't know how that came about. There's nothing I can do to fix it. But it also means that I can't have this as the bottom edge of the kilt, because this, with any amount of wear, is just going to go to pieces, right? So we decided that we must use what, for better of a word, we'll call the second best edge. Let's call it the working edge, because we can see here how the yarns of what we call the window pane, the overstripe, have been carried from one to the next and so on. But we can't have this in the kilt either, can we? And if we snip these things off, we've got loose yarns, which over a period of wear will start to retract and come out and get fuzzy in the same way, or in a similar way that we see with tuck selvage cloth. So we were in a bit of a quandary, and frankly, we spent a lot of time just staring at it. We knew exactly what we had to do, but we just kept trying to think of a way that we wouldn't have to do it, because what we've done, you can see here, the first thing, we carefully trimmed these off with small scissors, doing our best to not to shock the cloth at all. And then basted, because we thought we could just roll it, and you absolutely cannot machine sew this for this long seam, because the foot of the sewing machine won't advance the cloth because of its, I lack the terminology for it. But so what we wound up having to do, we tried machine sewing, it didn't work. As you can see, we've basted this entire 8 yard length, basted it down, pressed it, and then hand sewn this entire edge. There was really no other way around it. So so there we are. A very laborious, exacting, annoying, boring, tedious, precise process, but we've done it. So this one's ready to start making up into the kilt. This one, I think we're about a third of the way basting, because basically we find that after about 2 hours of working on it, you get maybe 2 meters or so, and your eyes are just done, right? Because you're using the most invisible, the best color match we can for the thread to the cloth. So yeah, next stage in this process, we'll be taking the client's measurements and doing the whole process. So so there we go. And you guys out there, thank you very much for your patience. It is actually happening. Cheers.